The piano sound echoed through the small studio. Mozart Sonata No. 16. Perfect, precise, every note, exactly where it should be. Beautiful, Anna, but the left hand should be a bit softer. Try again. Elena Volkov smiled at her 10-year-old student. The elderly woman was 72 years old, gray hair in a bun, glasses on the tip of her nose, her hands still able to dance on the piano. She'd been teaching piano for 40 years. In a small town, Wisconsin, America, quiet, peaceful, safe. Her students loved her. She was kind, patient, and at the piano, she was like a genius. But nobody knew Elena's real past. Elena Volkov wasn't just a piano teacher. She was a former Soviet spy, KGB, Cold War era, 25 years of service, 14 countries, 37 operations, code name Nightingale, because Elena killed with music. Behind every note, a secret was hidden. Every concert was a meeting. Every piano could be a weapon. Until 1991, when everything changed. The Soviet Union collapsed. The KGB disbanded. And Elena escaped to America with a new identity. For 40 years, nobody had found her. Until today. At 6:45 p.m., there was a knock at the door. Elena's studio was closed. But at the door, two men stood. Suited, serious, speaking Russian. Elena Petrova Volkov. Or do you go by Ellen Walker now? Elena's heart stopped. After 40 years, her past had found her. One of the men continued. We need to talk with you. May we come in? Elena evaluated her options. Run, hide, fight. But she was 72 years old. Couldn't run, couldn't hide, couldn't fight. Or so she thought. But wait, Elena's story isn't just about a former spy. This is a story about a woman escaping the Cold War, confronting her past 40 years later, and remembering that piano keys aren't just for music, they're survival tools. If you love discovering the extraordinary past of ordinary people, don't forget to subscribe right now. Hit that like button, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Now, let's dive into Elena's real story. 1965. Moscow. 25-year-old Elena Petrova was the most talented piano student. Moscow Conservatory. Everyone thought she'd become a great pianist, but the KGB had other plans. Miss Petrova, the KGB officer had said, your talents are too valuable for stage, but they could be even more valuable for your motherland. Elena had understood. She couldn't refuse. In the Soviet Union, you didn't say no to the KGB. Her first mission was in Paris, a concert, but in reality, stealing information from French intelligence. Elena had played the concert, received applause, and at night met with the enemy agent. The pianist's identity was a perfect cover. Nobody would suspect a musician. Second mission, London. Third, Berlin. Fourth, Prague. For 25 years, Elena had given concerts all over the world, and behind every concert, an operation was hidden. But Elena didn't kill. She gathered intelligence, stole documents, persuaded people, until 1989, when the Berlin Wall fell. The Cold War was ending, and the KGB was starting to clean everything up. Old agents were being eliminated because they knew too many secrets. Elena had realized and escaped. False passport, new identity, America, Wisconsin. A piano teacher named Ellen Walker. For 40 years, nobody had been able to find her because Elena was perfect. She planned every detail, erased every trace. But now, two Russian agents were standing at her door. Elena let them in, led them to the living room, offered tea, as if they were old friends. What do you want? Elena asked calmly. The first man pulled out a file. We didn't come to kill you, Elena. We want information. What information? In 1987, you were on an operation in Prague. Operation Red King. A Czech diplomat was to be recruited. You convinced him. But that diplomat was actually a double agent. And now he's Putin's close advisor. Elena remembered. The diplomat was Alexei Volkov. Young, ambitious, Dangerous. What will you do with him? We must stop him, but we need information about him. Weaknesses, secrets. You're the person who knows him best. Elena shook her head. I knew him 40 years ago. He could be a different man now. Maybe, but you knew how to read people. Does Alexei still have the same weaknesses? Elena thought. She remembered Alexei. Proud, narcissistic, but there was one weakness. Music. Alexei was in love with piano. Yes, Elena said. He has a weakness. But to use it, you must get close to him. And he's now one of the most protected men in the Russian government. The second man spoke. Next week, he's attending a diplomatic concert in Washington. International peace concert. You're invited. Elena was surprised. Me? Why would I be invited? Because we arranged your invitation. Ellen Walker, famous retired piano teacher. The concert committee investigated your background. You're clean. And Alexei will be at that concert. Elena understood. You want me to convince him? No, just talk. Remind him of old times. And if you find a weakness, tell us. Elena couldn't refuse. Because if she refused, her identity could be exposed. And her entire life would be destroyed. I accept, she said. But one condition. This will be the last time. After this, you leave me alone. The men nodded. Deal. A week later, Elena was in a concert hall in Washington. Large, magnificent, 500 guests. Diplomats, politicians, wealthy people. And on stage, a grand piano. Elena hadn't played on such a stage in 40 years. Her hands trembled slightly. But when she sat at the piano, everything came back. Chopin, Nocturne Op. 9 No. 2. Elena played, and the hall was enchanted. Applause. Standing ovation. Everyone admired her. But Elena's eyes were on a man in the front row. Alexei Volkov, now 60 years old. Gray hair, but his eyes still sharp. After the concert ended, Alexei approached Elena. Magnificent performance, Miss Walker. But I noticed something. Your playing style seemed familiar. Elena smiled, perhaps because I received classical Russian training. Alexei looked carefully. Then his eyes widened. Elena? Elena Petrova. Elena nodded. Hello, Alexei. It's been a long time. Alexei was shocked. You died in 1991. The KGB said you were dead. I died, Elena said. But then I lived again. Alexei looked around. What are you doing here? Did you come to kill me? No, just to remember old times. Alexei became uncomfortable. Those times are gone, Elena. We're in a different world now. Yes, but you're still the same man. Still chasing power. Still loving music. Alexei fell silent. Music was the only innocent thing about me. Elena moved closer. Then why are you corrupting it? Why do you love power more than music? Alexei couldn't answer. Elena continued. I know what you're doing, Alexei. I know what you're planning for Putin. But I'm giving you a chance. Stop. Now. Alexei looked angry. Who are you to tell me what to do? I'm the person who knows you best. And I know there's still a good man inside you. Don't kill him. Alexei turned and left. But Elena had left something. In his pocket, a small note. If you change your mind, call this number. We can help you. 2 months later, international news exploded. Alexei Volkov had defected from Russia to America. He'd given all his information to the CIA. And the first person he called was Elena. You were right. Alexei had said on the phone, I love power too much, but I missed music more. Elena had laughed. It's never too late, Alexei. Now, Elena still lives in Wisconsin, still teaches piano, but occasionally special guests come. Former agents, defectors, the lost, and Elena teaches them music, because music is a universal language. And sometimes, the power of a note is stronger than a weapon. If there's one thing to learn from this story, it's this. Your past can follow you, but how you use it defines your future. And sometimes, the most dangerous people are those who appear most gentle. Don't forget to subscribe to Invisible Legends. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment. We love hearing from our viewers around the world.